Hello everybody and welcome back. My name is Dark Knight and I am your host, and with me tonight I have Mr. CloudMatt.
Hello again.
Alright, this is going to be a quick little video. We're going to pick a subject which is near and dear to CloudMatt's heart. You know, for years we've grown up playing video games. I love them myself. I use them as my downtime, relax. I use them to play around and goof off. I play them with the kids. It is just the way you do things. Tonight's topic we're going to pick about is, I want to let Cloud talk about this one because I just did the whole intro.
Well, basically, where we are going with gaming, because I think if anything E3 showed us this year, with all the new consoles from the Wii U to the PS4 to the Xbox One, gaming is trying to be something different now, folks, and I think we need to either catch up with it or we're all going to be left in digital dust and probably waste a whole bunch of cash.
Yeah. I think what the industry's doing is they're trying to cram too much into one item. Mainly like the Xbox One used for an example. The cable box. I'm sorry, I have a cable box. My cable company makes me pay for an extra $4 for the cable box. Nice thing is, if the cable box breaks, I just call them and tell them, hey, send me a new one. And it's trying to be a DVR. No thank you. PlayStation and Microsoft stick to gaming, leave TV viewing in the TV realm, which we all know the TV, viewing industry is not very happy right now with the gaming industry, due to the fact that right now 60% of people spend their time video gaming, not watching TV, not going to the movies. They are gamers. This is a new generation, folks. So this is where the industry has turned. It's turned into a major entertainment center, system.
Well, the one thing I think when it comes to that whole thing is I want to see the Xbox or some future console be our cable box. We had the same kind of transition. I don't know if you remember back when cable was old analog cable and you got your cable box, and that was the only way you could change your channels until television started coming cable ready. And I think that's what we're missing here in this generation. We no longer have the cable box.
Yeah, it just, there's no sub-entry into it. You and I feel totally different on how the cable box setup works, which is not a problem.
Well, I'm okay with having, like, a set-top box. I'd honestly prefer it if our entertainment devices were subdivided into display, media converter. I think that would be a good way to go about things, and I think that is a good way. But we need to stop renting our DVRs and our cable boxes and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, remember when you could buy a television that was really expensive? You brought it home, you didn't have to rent nothing, and you just put a cable in the back and it up and worked.
Yeah. Yeah, see, that's very true. We are renting a lot of equipment and a lot of digital entertainment. Netflix is a perfect example of a great concept of media on demand, but you don't own it. You rent it. Growing up, my mother and sister both worked at a video store. A lot of the kids that watch this right now is probably saying, what's a video store? It used to be
like a red box, only you could walk in.
Exactly. It was a store. It had shelves and shelves and shelves of videotapes or DVDs. You could find anything and everything, and it was fun to go to, for $1 or $2. I think it was, what, $3 mostly? Was what it was? $3 at a lot of local stores?
Oh yeah, the local places. Blockbuster, you could be looking at 4 or 5.
Yeah, but Blockbuster had a longer time you could hold it and a bigger selection.
And they always had the quick releases.
Yeah. So, yeah, we no longer have that type of thing where you could take it, watch it 3 or 4 times, and then return it. Now it's every time you got to use your bandwidth. Again, you're renting bandwidth from a supplier. You're renting the movie for $8 or a month, or anything on the Netflix system is $8, but you're still using your bandwidth.
Well, the thing is, though, you can still go and you can still purchase media.
Yeah.
And not just physical media. We can get the download. We can buy the season of the show. We can buy just about anything that's on television or in the theaters. So it's not like we can only rent it. We can always purchase what we're looking for.
Yeah.
The thing is, I think that the Netflix and stuff, positive to that is, come on. Look at television nowadays. We sit down in front of the TV and we don't see anything new. And the stuff we do see new is probably something we don't really want to watch.
Yeah, I admit. I will be the first to admit, I don't watch TV. I really don't watch TV. Except for SpongeBob with the boy. Yeah, I have a 2-year-old, okay? We watch SpongeBob. We watch Nickelodeon. We watch Sylvester, Tweety. That's the only thing I watch. And when was a lot of those shows made? Looney Tunes, 1950s, 60s, 70s. SpongeBob, 90s. It's just... there's nothing really on TV that I want to sit down and watch.
But then to get access to the television we don't want to watch, we're paying a cable company upwards of $60 a month to bring this into our house.
Yes. And see, this is what I fear, because these video game companies, they're looking at the same type of plan for the games. Where you rent the game, and that's what we turned into. That was what we were very close with Microsoft turning into with the Xbox One. With the you can't trade games and everything else. It just we came very close, and to me, I don't think Microsoft's done.
Well, I don't think Microsoft really made a bad move with the Xbox One. I think they made a quick move. They tried too quick.
You're breaking up there. But they tried making a very restrictive box.
I think their problem is they just tried to bite off more of the future than we can chew at the moment.
I don't know, because I'm a huge proponent of used games for consoles.
Yeah, like that's the advantage of the console, is I have a physical media. I should be able to take that to anything that can play this physical media, and it should play.
Yeah. Now, granted, we're on PC for this game, and
we're on Steam. And you know what? Think about this though. We've got Portal 2 right here. We both paid what, at least $30 for it, right?
Yes.
I actually bought mine on release, so I paid full release price for this. I have no problem renting my game. And it's not renting. I mean, it feels like ownership. But, yeah, I know at some point if Steam were to ever go out of business, if they ever decided to stop supporting this, well, we might be a little SOL.
Well, here's what people don't understand with Steam. And if Steam goes out of business, before they go out, all they have to do is send an update for their client to disable the online check. Everybody's like, well, Steam, that's not allowing you to trade or anything like that. Well, no, Steam is a digital download system. It is one copy, one user. All right, but it's just a DRM check. It is a huge DRM check. And I have not a problem with it. I'm against DRM, but it works. It's been proven to work. It's very secure, and all the data is there on your drives. There's nothing in the cloud besides your save games.
And you can choose not to do that.
And yeah, it's a very choice open right there. But There you go. There's what Xbox was trying to do, with their consoles, was just create a full DRM system like Steam. But the problem is we're going through, 30 years where we are so used to turning around, trading games, giving a game to a friend on a console, telling them to check it out, telling them to, here you go, this is what, it is. But they wanted to change that.
Well, I think the fault of that is really with the developers, because you know what I haven't seen in 10, 15 years? The demo disc.
Well,
I haven't seen the demo disc, and even with games, even computer games, the demo to try it out is a joke for most of these games.
It is, and they're trying to get around it with the PlayStation Plus, what is it? The PlayStation Plus Gold membership, the Xbox Live Gold. You could download the demos for free, try them, give them feedback. Steam has executed some of the new Greenlight series.
I am loving that, by the way. I am loving that. I am so tired of big-name games giving us the same engine doing something slightly different. But don't worry, it's still all brown, and we've still got plenty of lens bloom.
Yeah. So, they're doing the Greenlight. Steam's doing the Greenlight and the demos and free-to-play. Origins is doing a lot of free-to-play, a lot of the demos for their big games. Mass Effect 3, if you're on Origins, you could download the demo for Mass Effect 3 and try it out. I don't know how you feel about that. I think it's a great idea.
I always am up for getting a demo. I mean,
yeah.
Hey, remember back in the day, you got that disc, it had Wolfenstein on it, you had the first full level of Wolfenstein to blow through, and you got a real good serious taste of the game, and you didn't feel bad dropping a few bucks to buy it later on.
Yeah, and that's the thing. See, in a lot of these companies, I'm going through a nostalgic phase, and I've become very fond of going through GOG.com. Good old games. It's DRM-free games, and it's only like $5 for these old games, but they've updated the launchers to work with Windows 98, Windows Vista, Windows 7, and some of them with Windows 8, which they're working on it. So you're starting to see some of the old stuff resurge. And a lot of these companies have forgotten their roots. Steam, I don't think they've realized we're still waiting for Half-Life 3.
I have to say probably not. I'm sure Gabe Newell gets an inbox full of where the heck is Half-Life 3 emails every day.
Yeah. I see. There's a lot of people waiting for Half-Life 3, and which I gotta say, I played Half-Life. I loved it. It was a great game. It was innovative at the time. It was wonderful. Half-Life 2 came out. I held off because I didn't have the PC that run the specs. When I did, I bought the game. I wasn't too thrilled about it because it was a year and a half later. I played through it. I played through episode 1. I played through episode 2.
And all the spoilers were already spoiled for you.
Yeah, I'm really not looking forward to Half-Life 3 myself. Granted, I know they're going to come out with a whole new source engine, a whole new physics engine. There's rumors that it's going to be, roam the whole place, do as you free, and just do your side missions as you go, RPG style. GTA. It's going to get me to look at it. I'm not going to lie. I will look at it. But after Half-Life 2 and after this long wait, I'm not going to jump on it. Yeah, I know what you're saying there. And the reason why is it's Diablo 3 effect.
We've been waiting for it for so long. It's almost, if we do get it, it might just end up being Duke Nukem Forever.
Yes, and I I know a lot of people start harping, oh, you're just harping on Duke Nukem Forever because of the pun. I own Duke Nukem Forever.
Decent game.
Alright? It's an alright game if it would have came out 11 years ago.
Well,
the puns were, for an old guy like me, okay, if you think back to when Duke Nukem 3D came out, and this is now 2 or 3 years later, and this, Forever's out, the puns fit that timeline. But it shows its age.
Well, the thing is, we wanted that Duke Nukem experience again.
Yes.
Remember, original Duke Nukem, have you played through that recently?
The old 2D?
Well, no, not the old 2D, but even, with the old 2D, but more importantly, back to Duke 3D.
Yeah, Duke 3D, now I played through it again.
Remember the first time you opened that up? The best things we had before that were Blake Stone, Wolfenstein, and we had Doom for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, here comes Duke Nukem, and not only are we, getting this new 3D environment that we found, but now we can look up and we can look down, and we have this environment, and things happened in the environment.
Like that.
Exactly.
But, yeah, it was ahead of its time, and Forever would have been great if it came out forever ago. And that's...
When we got Duke Nukem Forever, obviously it was going to be made within the technology of the time.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. See, Forever, went through 4 different engines. So it was showing its pieced together, work quick age. And it's all together, where it's at. And I'm afraid the game developers and the hardware makers this time around, because this E3, I have to admit, was one of the most disappointing ones ever. Granted, we didn't have Nintendo stand up.
Well, no one stood up.
Sony stood up and tried, did do a lot of, Rick rolling and.
Sony stood up and said, "Ooh, graphics."
Yeah. With their eraser. And the Xbox One, they finally had to backpedal and fix where they were going, which was a bad place.
Well, no, I think we are going there, but I think the thing is, we need to accept the console's dead.
Well, that's the thing. They're no longer consoles. They are PCs in our living rooms connected to the TVs.
They are media consumption devices.
And until the rest of the industry, the rest of the gaming market, starts walking the way the PC players have walked for years, one license, one machine, until we start walking that way, the PC, the console players are always going to feel butthurt and upset that the industry is mad at them. Let's do a final wrap-up here. We are 17 minutes long.
Oh.
Here is how I feel about it all. The new consoles, they're going to have to start the transition into telling the gamers, okay, yes, it's a console. It's not a PC. It's close to a PC. We're trying to make it easier for the developer's life to design games between all 4 of the platforms, which finally this time we're getting close to it because AMD has won most of the contracts, folks. Kudos to AMD.
Hey, they make a fast little chip. I got an 8-core one in mine.
I would say I use them myself. They're graphics cards. People put them down, but the people that put them down are the ones that haven't looked at them in the last few years, that haven't seen that the drivers updates have changed.
Well, to those people, it's all about that 3D Mark score, and well, that was proven over and over again. 3D Mark score isn't a full picture. Yeah,
and that's the thing. You don't get the full picture until you use it. So with that being said, the console guys need to start stepping towards the PC guys, saying, okay, we get this one license thing. We get that we're not going to be able to, trade every single game we buy. But on the other note, the developers and the publishers, so we're talking any develop studio and the big name, publishers that get all this stuff out there, they need to backtrack on the way pricing's going. Because if we're going to create a one license deal scenario, $60 a pop is butthurt. It hurts when it's $60 a piece. That's the reason we have piracy so high on stuff now. To be truthful, last year I think I bought 2 games brand new. Every other game I've waited for it to become used, or I waited for it to drop in price. I waited for the Origin sale. I waited for the Steam sale. I waited for the GOG sale. I waited for just Amazon to put it on major sale. I have the Mass Effect trilogy here that I paid $10 for. All right, that's 3 games I got for $10. Because $60 for one? I'm sorry. I'm trying to run a home. I don't know how you feel about that, Cloud. How do you feel about $60 for a game that if you can't trade it in or resell it, it is permanently, boom, yours?
I don't think it's entirely unreasonable. I mean, $60 game, yeah, that's $10 up from the previous generation. It's a harder hit in the pocket, but I mean, hey, we were picking up Mario Brothers at 50-some bucks a pop when Mario 3 came out.
Yeah, but that you were able to resell it. You weren't locked in.
That's a good point.
You could turn it around and give it to your friend. You could put it on another machine. If we're gonna go to it's software only, locked to one person, we got to start talking price. We got to bring it down.
Well, I think the first thing is, I think the developers need to start realizing that they're not just making a wham bam thank you ma'am quick game. Just pop it out and there's the game and we don't have to do anything. They need to start giving us support. They need to, honestly, they need to give us DLC. But they need to be reasonable with it.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, like, I have been on Steam now for 8 years. I think it would be totally awesome if after you've been on, like, say, Xbox Live, a service you have to pay a monthly fee for, you put in a year, give them a small pile of gold coins or whatever. Give them, a free game under so many Xbox points, or however that goes in that system.
Yeah.
I mean, if someone's going to be pumping, I think it's what, like $12 a month for Xbox Live Gold?
Yeah, when you break it down, it's like $12 a month, or you could just do the whole thing at, I think, $70, for a year.
Okay, but
I haven't really looked into it for a while. I know the price range has changed, and I hope it stays the same for the new gen for the customers that use it. So
that's just it. There we go. That's $70 a year. That is a game that we could have bought from one of your developers a year.
Yeah.
For you to use in keeping up the back-end structure or whatever is necessary for your system, and I get that. But come on, give us something.
Yeah. Now, you see, with you saying that, I actually have to applaud. I've been a member of EA for, God, I can't tell you how many years. But I didn't get it this year. I've gotten it other years, and every other year, around the time of my birthday, they send me a 60% off coupon for anything in their store. For being a member, constantly playing their games, constantly registering, using their Origin client. And to me, that shows, okay, they're trying to keep me around, and 2, it shows that they're just seeing who actually pays attention to their emails.
Yeah.
All in all. But we'll see where this generation goes, and we'll go from there. And all in all, I think this is a good start of this whole session. Maybe this is something that Cloud and I will keep doing. We'll pick a subject, and we'll do a 20-minute rant on it.
Now, we need to do a quick little breakdown here. If you want my opinion on this generation, run away.
Yeah.
away from the Xbox, run away from the PS4. Nintendo, I love you, I love you. Run away from the Wii U.
Yes.
Yourself an Android tablet at the price of one of these consoles. Get yourself a decent computer for the price of these consoles.
Yeah, and I gotta say, I'm with Cloud. I'm not happy at all with the current generation. I got burned by the Wii U. I will admit, I'm butthurt about it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm still butthurt about it, and that was back in December I got it. It was February, I built 2 machines for $400 a piece, and they run AAA titles without a problem. I want to tell everybody to wait a year for this console generation, to let the early adopters take the hurt. I'm one of them. I took the bullet for y'all, and I'll tell you, hold off until the titles are there. And that's how I feel about the rest of them.
And those people who go the PC route, or even the Android tablet route, or hey, if you feel like going with the Apple thing, that's fine too. But Humble Bundle for the guys on Android and Windows. Humble Bundle, Humble Bundle, Humble Bundle. Little
All
bit
right.
money out of your pocket, whole bunch of games, no DRM if you don't want it.
Yep. And on that note, I will tell you this. I am Dark Xeno Knight.
And I am Cloud.
Thank you for watching, folks. Have a great
Bye
time.
all.